amazing heat, the beautiful day. And I want to thank my dear friend, our great leader, and certainly the epitome of an effective legislator, Senator Adam Miller. Yeah. And I hope Lowell got that on tape because I want to see that. That's wonderful. And I'd like to thank my awesome wife of 29 years, Beyer. As many of you know, she's the executive director of the President's Commission on the Arts and the Humanities. Presidential appointment. She led the largest cultural mission to Cuba in American history this last April. Wow. Just this past week, she orchestrated the awards for the National Student Poets. They were at the White House. They made Michelle Obama cry Thursday afternoon. And she's just doing really wonderful things. And I'm so fortunate to be the lesser half of Washington's power couple. And I want to thank my brilliant, indefatigable, and service-oriented staff, led by Ann O'Hanlon, who's my wonderful chief of staff. My political director, Colleen Brown. And the new head of the district office. We had to scrape the bottom of the Arlington barrel and find Noah Simon. And they lead a crew of people who, at least I hope your experience has been what mine has been, is they work very hard and they're great at being very responsive to the many needs that people in our district have. And I want to thank, the family comes and goes, but without my brother, my sister, my daughter, and 4 nephews, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. And if any of you need a new car, let's look at Senator Sassel. He's a fine customer. So. And I love to recognize that there are many, everyone here is distinguished, but some of you won elections. So let me also recognize certainly Senator Evan, who is our state senator, and our delegate, Mark Levy. Mark is also a wonderful bridge player and a presidential scholar and all kinds of fascinating things. Mark Sickles, who is a dear friend and a great business leader and the person that everyone looks to for leadership on transportation issues in the General Assembly. Bob Brink, who used to be important and represented Arlington for many years and is now at the right hand of the governor. And John Milliken, who has been a role model of mine for a long time. Chair of the Arlington County Board, Secretary of Transportation, head of the Port Authority, many things. John, it's wonderful to have you here. Let me see. Elaine Furlow is here, who had distinguished service on the Arlington School Board. Thank you, Elaine. Libby Garvey, I think, is here. There she is, the chairman of the Arlington County Board. Up for re-election. Please vote for Libby. We got a chance to be in a debate with her the other night. She won. And probably the most legendary person still alive in Arlington, Mary Margaret Whipple. And one of the most flattering things for me is when she agreed to be my treasurer in 2014. So she's the one that goes to jail. That's right. Chris Lewis is here, the tall, handsome guy back there who's on the Alexandria School Board, Chris. And forgive me for leaving anybody out, but I want to... Oh, yeah, I'm getting him. The chair of the 8th District Democratic Committee, so actually my boss in addition to Ann, Margot Horner. And not just a non-Alabama customer, but one of my oldest friends, and the great leader of the Virginia Senate, the longest-serving member of the Virginia Senate, the most powerful member. We had our own couple of months of competing against each other and spent the rest of our lives helping each other and working together. My dear friend, Dick Sasla. Look, what a loyal group. I am so lucky to have so many friends. The older I get, the more I realize that it's the friendships and the relationships we have that give us all of our joy and all our happiness. This is the first re-election ballot. I hope there'll be a couple more. Like many of you have been involved in politics for a long time. Randy's laughing because my first race was 35 years ago. Ira Lester, 1982 against Frank Wolf. And it's been exciting, exhausting, educational. Almost all of my best friends and my wife I met through politics. And there's almost nothing I would rather do except sometimes hike the Appalachian Trail. And one of the thrills is that every campaign has a different personality. which you sometimes don't recognize until it's over. You know, 08 with President Obama was hope. Bill Clinton, 1992, was "Is the economy stupid?" Reagan, 1984, was "It's morning in America." Jim Gilmore, 1997, was "No car tax." I always remember that one. Mine was "The best schools in America, not competitive." Terry McAuliffe, 2013, "Jobs, jobs, jobs." Mine in 2014, "Proven, principled, progressive." And I don't know yet what the one-word synopsis for 2016 will be like, but we certainly know this will be the year that we elect the first woman president of the United States. And the first Virginia vice president is John Tyler. And it gives us a chance to think again about why we're Democrats. We're Democrats because we believe that discrimination has no place in this nation. No discrimination against Muslims, against immigrants, or Mexicans, or gays, or transgender people. We're Democrats because we want to protect the environment. We want our government to be fully engaged in that protection. And this includes animal protection. What they're doing with wolves right now in Washington State is just terrible. And elephants and our cats and dogs, and accelerating the path of renewable energies and stopping climate change. And we're Democrats because we want people to vote. I'm so proud of Arlington, which is like 15,000 new registered voters this year already. As our dear Tim Kaine says, the biggest difference between Dems and Republicans right now is Democrats want more people to vote, and Republicans want fewer people to vote. And we're Democrats because we believe that civil society has a fundamental duty to protect its most vulnerable, and those that are living in poverty. So we are the party of Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, and working with free people with disabilities, and working to lift people out of poverty. And we're Democrats because we fight for women. For women's economic empowerment, to get women on boards and commissions, for their right to make their own health care decisions, for child care, every aspect of that. And my work in Congress to do my part to achieve these goals has just begun. After 20 months, I feel a great deal of optimism about where we're going, despite what you read in the newspaper, Fox News. I wake up every morning excited to go to work, excited to be a small part, and sometimes a large part, of what goes on. I've loved these past 2 years. I've learned again and again we have to celebrate our small victories while being patient and relentless on the historic, significant things, which we will also do. Little victories. A new visitor center at Iwo Jima rather than porta potties. New flight paths for the airplanes coming out of National. Trying to minimize helicopter noise over Arlington. Moving away from the lowest price technically acceptable for government contractors. Allowing local governments to regulate predatory, non-consensual tow truck companies. Making sure federal employees get paid if the Tea Partiers ever shut down the government again. $5 million for dyslexia research, and soon banning all cosmetic testing on animals. And celebrating the business studies that show more women on corporate boards and leadership, more profitable to companies. And extending voter registrations to 16-year-olds just getting their first license. And much, much, much more. We had more than 1,000 constituent cases in our district office last year. Noah, Simon, and Susie Warner. I forget her name already. And we answered 100,000 emails. And I hope you got some of the letters, because we tried not to do the "Dear Bob, thank you for writing," signed Don. We tried to actually be very substantive with each one. But the most important initiatives still lie ahead, and I intend to be deeply involved in each. We will enact fair, sensible carbon pricing, which is the best way to combat climate change. We will take millions of Americans without papers out of the shadows with comprehensive immigration reform. We will pass common sense gun laws, universal background checks, and no gun sales to terrorists. And we will finally fund the national infrastructure program our country so badly needs. We will change the way we budget, tax, and spend so we can create a discretionary budget that we need to overcome Alzheimer's, make public education pre-K through 14, and keep America at the forefront of science and innovation. With your support, I'm an outspoken voice for the rich diversity of Northern Virginia. And together we stood with imams at mosques, with undocumented immigrant families fearful of their future, and for folks with disabilities struggling to find work. So I'll continue to fight for paid family leave, for wise business and economic policies, and for everything we can do that keeps moving this country forward. I love my job. Thank you so much for being part of this. Years ago, when I was first running for lieutenant governor, So at Gonzaga, they made us read this book by a French geologist, Jesuit named Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, The Phenomenon of Man. It's really difficult to read now, but as a 17-year-old. And he talked about history being linear, history having a direction. And I don't know that it's true, but I've always wanted to believe that history has a direction. And that when we're aware of it, our job is to push it as far along as we possibly can. So my first bumper sticker was Don Beyer, Lieutenant Governor, the restless arrow of time. But John Milliken made me take it right off and get something that was a lot better. But I still believe it. And I'm still glad to be part of a community that helps us move America and the world forward on this direction in history. Thank you all very much.